So, I don't know if you know this, guys, but there's this little thing coming up called the presidential election, and guess who my favorite used to be presidential candidate is? Okay, well, they're not actually my favorite. Hillary Clinton. So ever since she lost the election, she's been acting odd. Not like murder kind of strange, like you're depressed or um uh how do I not depressed. Depressed isn't the right word. Um shoot. Just like you've lost everything. So, yeah. So Hillary Rodham Clinton's been acting kind of like that when she lost it, but she lost her mind. So let's pull up a little thing. So Hillary Clinton's still fuming. Quote, I was born to be president. It makes me literally sick to my stomach to think of Trump winning. So, that headline, not misleading. Hey, who knows? Who knew news could actually be accurate? Another headline. Headline from The Hill. Clinton says most Republicans want to see Trump gone, but can't say it publicly. Or they're, scared of what will happen if they do say, Trump, they want Trump elected, and, so they, in the polls, they just say, oh, we're voting for Biden, and are the most left-leaning people ever until they hit until they get to election day. And then they're, conservatives. Regular, everyday, non-corporate. Why are you rambling? I'm trying to stop rambling. Let's continue with the headlines. Headline from the Daily Wire. Hillary, most Republicans are coward, spineless enablers. Literally sick to my stomach thinking of a Trump win. So, Hillary, sick to her stomach of a Trump win. But why is she sick to her stomach? Well, just so happens I may or may not tell you later in the video, so you should continue watching. And while I'm on the things that YouTubers do, like and subscribe the video, cause it helps me. Just do it, please. I just need you to do it. Well, it just so happens I'm going to tell you where they got all this stuff. So an Axios report, basically the media asking Hillary Clinton questions, and the place where this took place is a New York Times podcast. So one of the most unbiased news sources, only rivaled by CNN and MSNBC. So, yeah. And now we're gonna go look at the article. Hillary Clinton tells Carl Swisher for the New York Times opinion podcast Sway that most Republicans have been coward, spineless enablers of President Trump's. Most Republicans are going to want to close the page, Clinton says. They want to see him gone as much as we do, but they can't say it publicly. Whatever. Clinton said she also thinks a female president would have handled the pandemic better. So, what does that tell me? Well, that she thinks females are, better than males. No particular reason. She just thinks that they are. Now, I keep forgetting the word for that. It's like, sexist. So then, Swisher said, you know that a lot of countries that did best in the pandemic were led by women. Do you think a women president of the United States would have handled the pandemic question, I have no doubt, especially if it were me. If it were you, we'd be at war with the entire planet, and you'd have manufactured the virus I can't talk about. uh, I have no doubt. I mean, I was born for that. Swisher then asked, would you lock him up? No, I would never say that. I believe it's the rule of law, unlike some of these people. Clinton said she can't entertain the idea of him winning. It would cause cognitive dissonance of a great degree. Cognitive dissonance. I mean, you remember the sexist thing? I mean, that was basically her entire campaign thing. Vote for me. I am female. Give me money. I am female. But second of all, how could a woman lead better? Well, nobody saw the pandemic coming, except for China, of course, but excluding them, nobody saw the pandemic coming, so how could they have prepared ahead, unless, I don't know, they say they knew, but that would be impossible unless Trump-China conspiracy confirmed. But second of all, nobody likes career politicians, the DNC, the RNC. Everybody thinks they're dirty, and they kind of suck. Thanks to the how do I say this? The anonymous laptop that was a Russian plant. You know which laptop I'm talking about. I have to be careful with my words here because YouTube automatically restricts, demonetizes, and hides your video if you include certain subjects. So that's why I'm being super vague. And to further prove this, Joe Biden created the most strict, I would say the most strict drug bill ever, and his son does hard drugs. I mean, come on. You're gonna argue that politicians aren't corrupt. Now, that isn't really a politician, but it is an example of how, well, how politicians just kind of suck. Like, overall, they just suck. I mean, career politicians, like, that one girl, what's her name? Oh, yeah, Hillary Clinton. And Joe Biden, and Bernie Sanders, and yeah, they just all suck, and if there's anybody who should be impeached, it's Donald Trump, because he's the president right now. Not that he should, but whatever. But speaking of Joe Biden, why would the DNC run Joe Biden? I mean, Trump won because Americans were unhappy. Unhappy because of, Obama's policies and plans, so they elected a president who could undo them. So, for someone who's the vice president of Obama, who has the exact same plans, it kind of seems like not very smart move on the DNC to choose Biden as their candidate because, well, nobody likes him. Everybody thinks he's really dirty, and, well, now with these new bombshell um well accusations, I mean, everybody kind of just thinks he's a douche. Well, you may agree with his policies. I have not seen any clip of any Biden supporter saying, "Oh, he's like a good president." They all just say, "Oh, well, he's better than Trump," which shouldn't be the reason you're voting for your candidate. So, yeah. I mean, back to Joe Biden. But, Joe Biden is the second most unlikable candidate ever after Hillary Clinton. And just to prove this, as soon as Biden says something, people just either have two reactions: "Oh my God, you're the Messiah," or, which is unlikely and it's only his hardcore supporters, or, "Oh my God, Joe Biden, are you okay? Hello, Joe Biden, hello, or are you mentally stable?" Or how Democrats or shoot or or how Democrats just as soon as what's her name Amy Coney Barrett got nominated, they immediately just said, "Yeah, about that. We need to go pack the court," which Joe Biden does support. Okay, he didn't directly say he supports it, but he said he would consider it. But if Biden gets elected, which, in all honesty, he probably will due to the sheer amount of advertising he's getting, he'll immediately undo everything and he'll be known as Obama 2.0.